Good evening, everyone. We're ready to pick up the Friday night ZOE Ragchew here on VE3 ZOE 443.075. I am Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey Mac from the West Mountain in Hamilton. And our host tonight should be VE3LBI.
Good evening, all, and welcome to the Friday Night ZOE Ragchew on 443.075. There's a plus offset and no bonus required. My call sign, Victor Echo 3, Lima Bravo, India. My first name is Larry, and I'm located in East Hamilton Mountain. It's an open net to join the conversation. Please give us your call sign and your name. Tell us about yourself, your equipment, or whatever you'd like to add to our conversation. And before we start, I'd like to thank Terry, VE3IMW for the use of that repeater. Please remember, using your repeater has very good coverage in Ontario, so no religion, politics, or foul language. And last but not least, please let the repeater drop in between our conversation so that others can get in. Can I get check-ins for Friday Night ZOE Ragchew? Come on in, please.
VA3MCA.
Well, you broke the ice there, Wade, but let's see who else is out there. Come on in, VE3LBI.
VA3IMW. I'd be interested to know whether that was a sheet of ice or in cubes.
Well, I thought he broke the ice and everybody sunk. What else we got for Friday Night ZOE Ragchew? Come on in, VE3LBI. VA3CJZ.
Just getting ready to watch the hockey game and do some yelling and screaming.
VA3CJZ. Okay, I got two in there. I got VA3CJZ and somebody else. Is that Rick?
You got it, buddy. You got it, Larry.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm just waiting for the hockey game to start and gonna hide all the high stuff so I don't throw it through the TV.
Okay, very good, Rick. All right, thanks for checking in. You're going to watch the game and kind of listen?
Oh yeah, I'll be either on this one or I'll be on the other one.
Yeah, well, we'll be around probably to about 9-ish thereabouts, Rick, or maybe before that if things out. See how things go tonight anyways.
I hope they win, but I got my doubts already. Anyhow, VA3XK will be listening on both frequencies.
All right, anybody else checking in Friday Night ZOE Ragchew? Come on in. Victor Echo 3 India Uniform Kilowatt. I got you in there, Bill. Anybody else checking in? Come on in, VE3LBI.
VA3XK, we're queuing. We're going to launch for 643. We'll be listening.
Yep, okay, no problem, Rick. All right. Okay, well, slow start, but we got 5 check-ins so far, so that's okay. Bill, listen, appreciate you doing the net last week for me. I got a couple more coming up that I'm probably going to not be able to do, so we'll see if we can fill that in with somebody's help. Yeah, just let me know, Larry, and most likely I'll be able to do it for you. Yeah, we got some situations that are coming up here, so put myself kind of unavailable. But anyways, not a big deal right now tonight. Anybody that was listening with Chuck was in there on Wednesday night on the A-Rig. I told they had gotten a parking ticket. Anyways, I did send some pictures into the city, and as of Wednesday, they actually had canceled that parking ticket. So it was signs that were missing, posts were missing with no signs. So unfortunately, at one end of the street, it was signed, but where I had turned around and parked, there wasn't any. Anyways, good enough. So it was a $40 ticket, and I kind of walked away with that one. So yeah, I'm really glad I did because I wouldn't want to put out the $40. Anyways, I'll throw it up the Wade there. VA3MCA, VE3LBI. How's the week going, Wade?
VE3LBI, VA3MCA, much better now as of about 4:30 today. The week's going really great now. Before that, it was all right. It was good. third appliance. They say things go in threes. Waiting for the third appliance to go. At the start of the week, I had the washer go, and got that fixed with parts off Amazon. Needed a motor coupler, and then while I was in there, the drain pump was leaking. Not enough to cause a problem, just to make a mess. You had to clean up periodically. So anyways, got that fixed, and then the very next day, because Murphy lives here, the oven stopped heating, and pulled that apart, and unfortunately it wasn't as easy as the Element, but turned out there's a relay on a board, and that board you can't buy anymore, but even if you could, it was like $300. But it turned out that it was pretty clear. Trace had just got it hot, I guess, and opened up. So I got out the soldering iron and put that back together, and the stove works. So I don't know. We'll see. The repairs are getting harder, and there's still maybe more to come. So we'll see what goes on. But anyways, that's been my week. Good to hear that you fought the law, and then you won for a change, Larry. Back to you before I time out here.
There you go, Wade. A man of many hats again, right? Repairing stuff. I remember we had a washing machine and it quit with the pump again. And at the top end, there was a unit that's all connected to it. So it was supposed to have one of those ones where it's supposed to flow back in at the top. When I took it apart and was replacing it, I looked at the, I thought this thing should have been open, this pump portion, to put the water back into the top. I don't forget what it was for. It wasn't a sun saver or anything. Anyway, long story short, when I went and got the new one from the guy up here, sure enough, it was open. They had a flaw in this one unit, and it had never been, the hole had never been punched open to put the water back up at the top of the washing machine. So that was kind of a funny thing. But we've got a gas stove here. I'm going to drop. We've got a gas stove here, and one of the igniters went on it. And I thought, boy, this is going to cost me an arm and a leg. And I went down to, I forgot the place there on Gage. Forgot the name of it. Anyway, I went down there, and it was like, I got a whole set, 4 of them, for like $18. So I put one in, they got 3 spares. It's just the igniter there for the actual gas in the top burner.
Yeah, it's always good once you get into it. You see that these mass market things are actually, on the surface they look really complicated, but once you get into it, they generally aren't very complicated, and you can save quite a bit of money if you can manage to do it yourself. Plus the time it takes to schedule somebody to come, and then you've got to be around. That's just that's half the battle there. In this case, it's funny. Just today, so I fixed the stove yesterday, and then today, YouTube recommendations, because they did a little bit of internet searching for schematics and various things like that. And the funny thing is the internet YouTube recommendations today has a video of a guy fixing the exact same model of stove that I have. It had a very similar fault, so I'm starting to wonder if it's the type of stove. Anyways, this guy's fault was with the exact same relay, except in his case, it was the relay itself that was burnt. So he replaced the relay. In my case, it was the board connection to the board that was burnt, which after I tested the relay with my little power supply and noticed that it was clicking and it was making contact, I just had to resolder it, reflow the connections to get it to work again. So, but it's the very same relay, and there's a handful of relays on that board, and this one's the one that seems to take a lot of heat. But anyways, it's fixed now, so until the next time, I guess.
Well, like they say, if there's a will, there's a way. I remember a gentleman, we had a Burroughs computer. I was working downtown at a place, and the board went on it, and the guy said, well, I don't have anything offhand right now to replace it. And of course, it was a union shop down there, so they're all waiting for their paychecks. Meanwhile, the computer's down. He said, got a pencil? So he just took a pencil and put a trace on it with the lead. And we ran that week for Friday night to get the checks out. And then Monday morning, he changed the board.
Sometimes the hack is enough to get it to keep going. My resolder job wasn't the best because when the thing blew, it looks like it took one of the pins on the relay with it. There's enough of a stub there that you can get it with a soldering iron. But I think my next step is just to buy a couple of those relays and actually do a full replacement if relays and maybe a little bit of wire over top of the solder trace, I'm sure it would be as good or better than than before. Right now it's a bit of a hack job, but it's a hack job behind the panel, shoved up against the wall, so nobody sees it.
Okay, very good. All right, let's see. Oh, I got Mac up next here. Is that it for now? Wait, I'll pick up Mac.
Yeah, there's a lineup behind me, so go ahead and pick up the rest of them, and I will be listening along for the duration. VA3IMW back to next control.
Okay, very good. All right, VA3IMW, VE3LBI, how was your week?
Well, it started with a Monday, ended with a Friday, and everything in between was good. TGIF, nice to see that we're into the long weekend, get a chance to do some other stuff. Anyways, I too had a little repair to take care of. Last weekend, my favorite lawn maintenance companion kind of let me down. My Brute lawnmower, if you saw the thing, you'd know what I mean. It's one that I've had in the fleet for quite a number of years. I bought it used, I'm going to say, somewhere around 12 or 14 years ago. And when I bought it, the guy said that he used it all the time and it was a great running machine and blah, blah, blah. And, it started okay. And I paid him the $40, put it in the truck and brought it home. And, of course, being the kind of guy that I am, I tipped over the mower thinking it might be a good idea to sharpen the blade before I put it to use. And I looked at the blade and I scratched my head and I looked at the blade again and scratched my head again. The blade was on upside down. So if this guy was actually using the mower, he wasn't cutting grass, but he was beating the hell out of it. So I flipped the blade back over and I've been using it ever since. And the machine's been running perfectly. Well, last weekend I cut the front yard and a little bit of the side yard, stopped for refreshment, went back to the machine and pulled on the starter cord, and the recoil wouldn't engage. So after I got home from work tonight, I took off the shroud and tipped it over and did some fiddling with that and put it back together. And lo and behold, looks like she's good for another 10 years. Anyways, I think we can get through the list here, there, Larry, and then we'll go back to review that hot topic of group activations versus club activations, because we have a total resolution to that, and we just want to make sure everybody gets an ear on that. Back to you.
Okay, very good, Mac. Well, there's two down there, two repairs done. So far, knocking the hardwood, I haven't had to repair anything around here. Well, always repairing something, but nothing to do with lawnmower or any great league. So, yeah, the guy sounds like he was just kind of dusting off the top of the grass, not really doing anything to cut it, just kind of blowing it down, making it look like it could cut.
I just can't imagine what that piece of steel was doing, whipping around backwards. That's probably why he sold the thing in the first place. But nonetheless, it's done me well all these years, and I'm not about to give it up now.
No, that's for sure. I remember my dad had a lawnmower, and before they had, well, this was on Upper Sherman when they bought the house there, and he was out cutting, and there were surveyor stakes in, and he hit one of the surveyor stakes with the lawnmower. Finished lawnmower, actually bent the shaft in the bottom. So that was the end of that lawnmower.
Yes. The first thing I did when we moved in here, I found all the surveyor stakes. Took a sledgehammer and knocked them into the ground. I can remember when our neighbor across the way, she was out cutting grass, and I heard this big bang, and I went over to her. Well, Asian lady doesn't speak much of our language, but she was going to reach down and try to get the mower started again. Well, sure as shooting, that lawnmower blade had a hockey stick hook in it. And I said, no, danger. It will come apart and kill you. And she didn't understand, but very quickly the gentleman came out from the house, and I said, this is way beyond just straightening it out and turning it back on because that blade's fractured. And if that thing comes apart at 3,000 RPM, somebody's going to lose a leg.
No, absolutely, yeah. They get dangerous when they get broken like that. So, anyways, okay, Mac. Anything else before I pass her down?
No, but like I say, once we get through the round once, we can come back to me and talk about the resolution to club activations versus group activations. The good answer that we got from the POTA administration.
Yep. Okay. Very good. I'll say hi to Guy there. He's on the YouTube tonight. So, and just before I pick up Chuck, is there anybody else that wants to join the net tonight? VA3LBI, come on in.
You set up, Chuck.
VA3CP. It's round ball.
VA3WPG, and I know just listening along.
Okay, I got a couple more in there. I got CP, NFL, and WPG. Al, are you time sensitive tonight for supper?
Yeah, that's a good one with me. It's in the oven, getting steak on a bun tonight.
Were you out cutting lawns all day today?
No, I got sciatica down my back of my legs is damn near killing me.
What, you're sciatic?
Yeah, from sitting on my ass for the last 5 months.
I had a friend of mine tell me what to do. Go to a countertop or wherever you are, and grab your pant leg or the leg that's bothering you, and pull it up to your rear end and hold it for a bit. It does really relieve the sciatic pretty good. So just say it's your right leg, put your left hand on the countertop, grab a hold of your back leg with the right hand and pull it up right close to your bum, and it really takes a lot of relief off the sciatic.
I've been looking on YouTube and doing all kinds of weird stuff, but I haven't tried that one, so yeah. Anyways, I'm listening along for a while, Larry. Always a good time to be here. VA3NFL.
Okay, very good, Al. All right, we'll pick up picking up Chuck next. I'm going to drop down the list here. I got to write the names in. VA3CJZ, VE3LBI. Come on in, Chuck.
VA3CJZ. Good evening, Larry and all on net. And a big thank you to Mac for reminding me to flip my lawnmower and have a quick look at the blade there. And I don't think I've done anything to it since I bought it. So it'd be a good time to maybe do a quick pass with the grinder and get it sharpened up again. I've almost got as many dandelions in my backyard now than I do blades of grass. It's all yellow, but that's okay. Got to feed those bees. And Larry, that's pretty neat that now we can use modern technology as far as communicating with the city. I didn't know you were able to send them pictures. And so that saved you a lot more than $40 there, Larry. Just think, you'd have to pay for parking, the use of your car, so that was nice that you could handle that without stepping foot in the courthouse. Other than that, speaking of giving the lawn a trim, I gave my head a trim today, a trim and a shave. And we'll see how the weather is on the weekend. I'd like to do the lawnmower thing there and keep it nice and tidy. Conditions sucked for me. I think I heard one guy from Spain today. That's it. Back to you, Larry.
Yes, you're right. I didn't have to take any trips downtown or do anything. I did make a phone call. The day I got the ticket was on the Tuesday. I called immediately because I was, like I said, baffled at why I got this, because it said, I can't remember exactly the wording, something about no parking in a assigned area or something like that. It was the way it was. Anyways, I made a phone call on back, so I reinitiated a call on Wednesday. Spoke to a lady. She says, "Oh, you have pictures of stuff." She says, "Okay, here's where you send it to." And she gave me an email address, and like I said, it was rectified on Wednesday. Rectified on the Thursday. Yes. So a couple of phone calls and an email back and forth, and they rectified it on the Thursday for me. So it was quite convenient.
Yeah, I'll say. Wasn't it Wednesday you told me on the A-Reg?
Yes, it was Wednesday. I don't think I got it resolved on Wednesday. I think it was Thursday. Yes, it was. I told you on Wednesday when I was first keyed up that I had gotten the ticket and was working with them. Then on Thursday, I actually had it resolved.
Outstanding. All right, Larry. Well, that's all I got for now. Yeah, it's a long weekend, so everybody can get an extra day, and I'll be listening. VA3 CJZ.
Right. Yep. Go ahead, Al.
Hey, Larry, everybody on that, enjoy the long weekend. My dinner bell went off. VA3LBI, VA3MFL.
Okay, Al. Have a good one. Have a good supper. Listen, try that. Like I said, I'm not sure which leg it is, but bring it up. Grab a hold of it. Even if you can't get your hand around your ankle, grab a hold of your pant cuff and pull it up. It does relieve the sciatic pretty good.
I will be doing that. I already was.
Okay, we'll have to follow up on that and find out how you made out, Al. All right, have a good supper and have a good weekend. If we're not talking to you, probably will over the weekend. There's a couple more nets on, so have a good one, Al. The VA3NFL, the VA3LBI. Okay, let's see if Rick's still with us. VA3AXJ, you still with us, Rick? Are you on the other frequency? Come on in. Nope, okay, I'll bring in Bill, VE3IUK, VE3LBI. Come on in, Bill. How's your week been?
You forgot Dave.
Too bad. Good evening to all on frequency. Had some family stuff I had to deal with here, but that's out of the way. Let me see, what have I got to report? Oh, I ordered a radio that a couple other hams in this area have ordered a radio called, it's the Ragchew RT880. Some people might know it as the iRadio UV98. I think they're virtually the same radio. So we pushed the trigger on that one, and the reason I did was because of the display on the thing. It's nice and large. I have a real problem with the display both on the Bofang and on the Quansheng radios. Are just too small for me. So this Ragchew has a nice big 2.4-inch LED display, so hopefully I'll be able to see that a little bit better.
Oh, very good. Well, hang on for 1 second. Who did I forget? Sorry, somebody keyed up there.
Dave's in the lineup too, right?
Yeah, VA3CP, just after Bill.
All right, my bad. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. All right. I just wanted to make sure I hadn't missed somebody with a double up in there. Yeah, okay, very good, Bill. Where's that coming from? Who did you order through?
I ordered that through AliExpress.
Oh, okay. When do you expect delivery on that?
Well, it says June 2nd, but if history repeats itself at AliExpress, I'll probably have it 9 or 10 days.
Yeah, very good. I see where Yaesu has brought it into the series. It's called FTX-1 series. They have one for the field. It's an HF50, 144 and 430. And I believe that one does. I think I don't have just some of the details, but I don't. So it says it's an ultra portable. I believe it does 10 watts. And the other one is that one's called the FTX-1 Field. The other one's called the FTX-1 Optima. And it's a 100-watt radio, basically the same as the other one, but one they're saying you can use for a base and one you can use, obviously, for portable uses.
Yeah, Roger. Well, this one is basically, I want it for, it's a, VHF, UHF. It does have other bands on it. It's got quite a bit of frequency coverage and transmit coverage, but I'm not sure how good the power output would be on the other bands. I've seen some videos on YouTube with the guys testing it on 2 meters, and he was getting, I think about 9.5 watts. So I'm just doing my homework
transmittable, I forget, I think between 18 and 64 megahertz, and I think between, what is it, just below the 2 meter band up to just above the 440 band. So it's got quite a bit of coverage. It's general coverage for shortwave as well, and AM, FM air band. So should be an interesting radio, but mainly the reason I bought it was because I need something with a little bit of a bigger display because of the eyesight. No, well, very good. Okay, well, I'm glad you pulled the trigger on that. So, and I heard you had a problem. Just off and on, you had a problem when you were doing an activation. Something happened. What happened? Something failed on you, I think. Okay, yeah, the terminal voltage on my battery must have went too low because my radio cut out during an activation, and I thought, oh, what's wrong with the radio? Got the battery home and put it on the charger, and it flashed on 50% twice, and then it started to charge up. So it was around the 50% level, but obviously there's a problem with the voltage somewhere. It was a bad day, had some problems with SWR, but I was able to get that resolved. Chris came over and helped me, but I'm a little concerned about the other one, so I haven't had a chance yet, but I should probably put my radio, hook it up to the battery and just let it discharge and see at which point it shuts off. So kind of concerned about that, so we'll have to do some experimentation. That was Mac's suggestion. It was also something I thought about too, just to turn the radio on and see at what point it shuts off. So I'm not sure what's going on. So if anybody has any ideas, I would appreciate it. Back to you, Larry. What's the amperage on the battery? What is it? Like a 20 ampere or what is it? 20 amp hour? A 24 amp. Okay. And were you running full power with the radio, the 706? Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I don't know. You have to figure that out then, what your length. But that sounds like awful short. I guess unless you charged it previously before you took it out. Oh, it was 100% charged before I took it out. It was up to 100%. As I say, when I got home and I put it on the charger after the activation, and I was thinking, oh, this battery must be dead, but it wasn't. It was actually still around about 50%. So I thought those batteries were supposed to discharge a lot lower and still keep the same amount of voltage to run the radio. So I'm not sure if there's a problem with the battery or what's going on. So we'll have to do some trial and error stuff. Well, if it's still under warranty, don't leave it too long before you get the testing done. That's all suggestion. I'm saying you have to, but just to make sure that you get your warranty out of it. Yeah, Roger to that. Yep. VA3IMW. Yep. Okay. Wade. Yeah. Go ahead, Wade. VA3IMW here.
Yeah, sorry, I think I stepped on, or was stepped on equally both times, so I threw out my call again. So sorry if I hit that too many times. But anyway, quick question for Bill there. Is this a charger that is dual lead acid and lithium iron phosphate, and are you reading a state of charge off of the charger, or figuring out some other way?
Reading it off the charger.
Yeah, so one comment then is state of charge based on voltage is much more useful on lead acid battery types. So sometimes you'll see chargers that have a lead acid mode that will guess at a charge level. They're wildly inaccurate for lithium iron phosphate. Reason is for the same reason why lithium iron phosphate holds a charge until like 90% before it falls off a cliff. Those state of charge indicators are actually just running a formula on the voltage of the disease, and lithium iron stays high for most of the charge. So they're wildly inaccurate for the lithium iron. What I would do to gain confidence in this battery is just like what you said, run it down until the BMS cuts it off, so it's fully empty, and then do a full charge and see how much it takes. That'll give you a good indication. If it's somewhere close to the stated capacity of the battery, then you're still fine. But I wouldn't put too much weight on the number given off the voltage. Back to you.
Okay, I see where you're going with that. Okay, I appreciate that, Wade. Okay, because we were doing a lot of testing that day because of the SWR issue, so we were doing a lot of key down stuff. But I'll take that suggestion. Thanks.
Yeah, no worries. It's usually for lithium iron phosphate a much better indication of its capacity to a full discharge
before I pass it down to Dave?
No, just somebody made a comment about all the dandelions, and I did notice that we're actually on the second wave of dandelions because you see granddaddies out there, so prolific year for dandelions. That's good for the bee population now that it's warmer. No, that's it. Just listening along. Thanks for doing it, Larry. Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about the quota issue. I did want to wait till you got back, so that's why we did not discuss it last week. Back to you, Larry.
Yep, okay, well, we'll finish up here and then we'll talk about it. Dave, VA3CP, VA3LBI. How about you, Dave? What's been going on this week?
Hey, Larry, VA3LBI, VA3CP.
Oh,
I'm not sure, not too much, I don't think. One comment for Bill, those radios key down will probably be close to 20 amps. So you got a 24 amp hour battery, you're going to suck it down fairly quickly. I keep my radio at about 25 watts, which draws about half. It draws about 10 amps instead of 20, so or maybe a little less than that. I'm not sure, but anyway, it's a lot better. I think the last time we were on, I reported that I had built one of the cases, the KJ60R elevated the verticals for 20 meters with, and I'd cut some 20 meter radials. Well, I took that a little step farther about a week ago when I made up linked radials. So I got now, I got 10, 12, 15, 17, and 20 meter linked together. So I can go from 20 to 10, all bands. V3LBI, VA3CP.
and this is a vertical you've made, or is this with wire or aluminum?
Well, I'm using the 17-foot telescoping web, which would be quarter wave on 20 meters, and I'm using quarter wave elevated radials, so I can shorten the whip down to the length for each band. I mark the vertical shaft of the telescopic whip for each band, so I know where to set it, and I just open up the links on the linked radials for the appropriate band.
Okay, gotcha. Just the push-in connectors, like you got single line push-in connectors, you just pull them apart?
Yeah, I'm using the little bullet connectors. Yeah, that's what I'm using. So I'm not using the large ones. I'm using the smallest ones.
Interesting, Dave. Well, very good. I guess there's always something to play with, right?
Yep, absolutely. So anyway, it's pretty hard to tell how it was doing propagation-wise because the bands were kind of. I was playing with that on the weekend, I think, last weekend. So anyway, we'll see how it works. I haven't tested it out. Of course, the band sucked today, and I hear PZN was doing an activation with 32 operators. Can you imagine trying to log that?
33.
Oh, the 33, all right, whatever. 30 odd, too many.
I don't think I'd want to, and I'd be honest with you, I haven't had the radio put on for, I have it on yesterday. You know what, I don't remember if I had the HF on, but I haven't had the radio on for a couple of days. It's just, the bands have been terrible. We've had other things that have taken priority, and I just have lost a little interest. I haven't made a phone contact, I don't think it's like 3 or 4 days.
You must be suffering withdrawal symptoms.
No, I'm actually enjoying the weather and stuff we need to do, so we've got some running around to do here. Things are coming up at the end of the month, so some personal stuff for both of us here, so we're just trying to get some stuff straightened out. So it's been filling in the days pretty quick.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, that's about all the news I've got, so you guys carry on with the program. V3LBI, VA3CP.
Yep, okay, very good, Dave. Chris, before you pick you up there, anybody else checking in to the Friday Night ZOE Ragchew? Come on in, please. VA3LBI.
VA3XOJ.
again, maybe somebody can help me.
Echo 3, Victor Yankee Tango.
Okay, I'm not sure who that is. I can't make out the call sign.
That's Edward, and the first time Edward doubled with somebody. So there's probably a third.
Okay, so I got, okay, Edward, and there's another call out there. I've got VA3XLJ. I can't remember, I've lost Ed's call now. Just lost. Anyways, there's somebody else trying to check in. Come on in, please. VA3LBI.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot Portable.
Let's bring in Charlie Romeo Foxtrot Portable first. I'm not sure whether her head is, but we'll bring in Dave first. Come on in.
Vern.
Sorry, Vern. I'm looking at something else here. Sorry, Vern. Come on in. You're portable.
No problem, Larry. You can call me anything you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. Just out for a walk. Gorgeous day today. Just fabulous. And I don't know what the temperature is. Still got to be like 25 degrees out here. Had a pretty good week. No complaints. I'm not sure I want to watch the hockey game tonight. I know it's on already. I might just not watch it. Back to you, Larry.
Sorry, Vern. I was reading something else here, and when I said that, so yep. Well, it is. It is a beautiful night. Actually, it's been a gorgeous day. We've had a couple. I think tomorrow is supposed to be not too bad, and possibly some rain in the morning.
Yeah, there was quite a thunderstorm overnight, and then we're supposed to get another one tonight, so just be aware of that. The one last night, I think it was, woke us up at about 4:30. Lots of lightning pretty close to the house, and pretty loud thunder as well.
Yes, my wife told me that. Of course, I didn't hear a thing. I take the hearing aids out at night when I go to bed. That's it. I don't hear anything.
Yeah, I think because it was so close, my wife was worried that the lightning was going to hit our place. But yeah, we're not. I mean, there's lots of stuff around us that's higher, including the water tower, so I wasn't too worried. But yeah, about 4:30, I'm like, whoa, what was that?
Well, like I said, when I take the hearing aids out and go to in bed, when I go to bed, I don't hear anything. We got hit by lightning out on Second Road East, and believe it or not, it came down through the Bell telephone lines, hit the post, and came down into the house and through the Bell telephone lines. Damaged 2 TVs, 2 computers, knocked out a wireless door system, and I forget what else we had to replace. But yep, came through the Bell lines.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea to disconnect your antennas too if you know there's something like that happening. I was going to mention that I actually have seen lightning hit. We were on a camping trip once in upstate New York, and really bad weather came through, and we were actually driving away from our tent because I don't know if it was going to survive or if we were going to survive. And the car in front of us got hit by lightning, and the guys inside were screaming their heads off, and the rims looked like they were on fire. I mean, they were fine, right, because it's rubber tires grounded, but big scare for them and kind of a shock for us.
I guess it would be. Well, you know, the thing about it is, Vern, is lightning's going to go wherever it wants to, no matter what you think. You can put up a lightning rod, and it'll hit the piece of grass beside it.
Yeah, that's very true. It is definitely unpredictable.
Okay, anything else before I pick up the next one?
Feel free to move on down the log, and I'll probably be out for another 15-20 minutes, and I will let you know when I'll be signing out. So I'll be listening along, Larry. Thanks. VA3CRF.
Okay, very good. And okay, I got Bonnie in there, but I'm not sure. Ed, are you VA3VYT? Are you mobile too, Ed? I got a lot of hash with you. I cannot make out a word you're saying. I'm not if anybody else can or not. If somebody could give me a relay, please.
Yep, he's out walking, but he's not in a very good spot. So maybe we should take Vanya and let Edward find a park bench where he can jump up and stand on top of it on his tippy toes. Um, how about that, Edward?
Yeah, is this any better? I thought I'd try different settings.
Oh, I think you're clear now. It's up to you there, net control. Go ahead.
Yep, Ed, go ahead. You're clear now. Since you're walking, Vanya, can you hang on for a couple of seconds?
Sure, of course I can.
Okay, no problem. VE3 VYT, come on in, Ed. You're nice and clear.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been a beautiful evening here. Clear sky, sun's just going down, and I thought I'd get out and go for a walk before it got dark. Last couple of days has been kind of like pre-internet days for me. I've been like cutting trees, digging holes in the garden, fixing cracked walls, in preparation for painting, all the kind of stuff you do before the internet came along and ruined your life, eh? Glad to hear that Dave is joining the KJ60R Club. That's a fantastic antenna you're building there. And should get you, I predict, Washington, Idaho, Wyoming, Kansas, Texas, that kind of range. On North America, it's a pretty damn good antenna on just about all the bands. Of course, 6 and 80 you'll get much use, and 40 you'll get much use. But it's great that way. So, without any further ado, I think I'll send it back to Larry because there's a big long line up there.
Okay, Ed, no problem. You're pretty clear there, a little bit of hash, but I can make you out. So enjoy your walk. And yes, there's always something to do in the springtime here. Although today feels more like summer with the temperature. I think we get up to around 80, according to what I think it was around 82, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, and then, by the way, I think my weather system has kindly and finally bit the dust. I came in the house today and it said the temperature outside was 148 degrees Fahrenheit, so I think it's done.
I had one of those, and it lasted about 15 years before it got done. And I only think I have a portable thermometer left over from the set that was a Costco original. So, yeah, I kind of miss it. So I'm trying to think of what should I get, a Davis system, which is overpriced, or something else.
Well, I also got your everything, your humidity, outside, inside temperature, the wind direction, wind speed, all the rest. But mind you now, we are at minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit, so obviously there's something seems to be wrong with the unit itself.
Minus 40, yeah. Okay, I wish. Actually, about 2 o'clock this afternoon, I kind of wish it was cooler.
Well, like I said, we went from 148 degrees Fahrenheit today. Now we're down to minus 40. So, okay, Ed, let me pick up on you here. You've been standing by and take it. Appreciate that. So, all right, VA3XLJ, VE3LBI, come on in, Vanya.
VA3LBI, VA3XLJ. Good afternoon, Larry, and or good evening, Larry and everybody on it. So, had a good day today. Wi-Fi. Oh my God, wife, me, and my son Martin. We went out for the drive, so we went to a few places, and hopefully, if the weather holds, we're gonna probably head towards Niagara or Niagara on the Lake and see a few wineries tomorrow. So after I cut the gas, if it doesn't rain first thing in the morning like it did today, so I kind of got the screws on that end. The grass is like, it's not knee deep, but it does feel that way and looks the same. So that is my plan. Other than that, like over the last week, I actually did manage to pair those two different solar panels with the two different voltage outputs and to play with them. So the diode which I put in between actually did the trick, and the solar controller is actually smart enough to pull down the voltage to the point where actually when the boat when voltage equalize on a boat, it's just one connection point, but the boat I will start passing the current down. So it's actually pulling the maximum power for both of them. It's really interesting. So as I was listening here, I was also reading what kind of algorithm they have in those MPPT solar chargers, and it just seems very interesting how they work, because they don't have a classic PID loop, which I was expecting to find, but I know it's much more complex and involved, I would say, to figure out whether with the most where's the PowerPoint or whatever they call that thing. And I guess that's pretty much all the fun stuff on my end. How's Larry doing today?
Oh, we're doing good, Vanya. Like I say, very pleasant day. Yes, the spot you were up to last weekend there, the Lake of Two Rivers in Algonquin Park. I know the area quite well. We used to camp. Lake of Two Rivers, remember, coming in is on the right-hand side. And on the left-hand side, there's another park. It was called Kenneth Bay. And I spent many a childhood up in Kenneth Bay in Algonquin Park, along with my uncle, my aunt, and my cousins. So I know the area quite well.
Yeah, it is because we went a few times to that Canis Bay, which we call it. I keep calling it Karsinabi. But yeah, I went with the kids. Actually, when the first child was small, I would take Maria to what I call the Karsinabi Lake, and we would camp there with a tent. And it was really, really roughing it in. But we both of us survived. My wife had the pregnancy with Martin, so usually she was studying back then. She was going to school, so. What we were doing, like we would go just the two of us up there and, try to squeeze the fun, but it seems like our luck was every time it would go up, it would rain 1.5 out of 2 days when we went up camping, but it was good. Let's call it Lake Karsinabi because it's easier for me to say it. Canis Bay, whatever the thing is. I like it, and the thing about what was the name of that thing? The thing about lake, it's fairly shallow, close to the coast. There's a sand beach, and it's always warm, so it was very good for the small kids. And another thing with that lake or that camping site is a kind of first come first serve because they had quite a few kind of like walk-in sites for camping, so that was good for us. Back to you.
Yep, no, like I said, I know the area. Matter of fact, Canis Bay, there's a hill, a very large hill up on the one side of it, and probably the first time and last time I've ever seen a white wolf. There was a male and female up on top of that hill, and they were calling at the moon, and one of them happened to be a white wolf. It was quite interesting.
Oh, nice. Yeah, every once in a while, it will be albino something shows up like. So far, I've seen the moose, deer, and the crocodile, but I'm sure there are other species that they do have the same gene to make their skin pale and the hair white.
Crocodile, no Algonquin?
Yeah, we're talking about Algonquin, Ed, yeah. Lake of Two Rivers and Canis Bay.
Comment.
Yep, got a comment in there too. Go ahead, Bill, please.
Yeah, well, the albinism is because both parents have to have that gene, whether you're talking in the human world or in the animal world. So that's why it's so rare.
Yes, I understand that. So, okay, Vanya, anything else before I pass it back up?
No, I'm gonna just stay here for the duration and the wait.
Okay, very good. All right, before I pass it back to Mac, any other check-ins for Friday night ZOE Ragchew? My call sign, Victor Echo 3 Lima Bravo, and you come on in. Okay, VA3IMW ZOE Go ahead, sir.
Okay, hot topic. What's the difference between a club activation and a group activation? With Pierre's queries, I wanted to make sure that we resolved everything to have our group have a united understanding of what's going on. So I thought, we could read through the rules and regulations ourselves, which would drive everybody to still have their own perception of what they're trying to convey through that verbiage. So I thought, you know what? There's no sense in messing around with this. So I threw in a help request to the POTA admin, and Doug Whiskey 2 something. I think I posted his information up on the Discord. Was very good to come back and say, based on what you've described, you're doing, which was a single radio on frequency with multiple operators. And he said the individual operators would submit their own logs for each of the QSOs, and the individual that was running the club call would submit a club log, which would have his personal call sign as operator, which is exactly what we did. So no need to pull down the logs or do anything like that. But his correspondence actually sounded somewhat apologetic because he said the club log or club activation was an afterthought, so they didn't document it very well. So his correspondence actually helped me to understand what the admin group is meaning and differentiates between a club activation and a group activation. I'll drop before I, you know. Okay, so what we're doing, we did it at Dundurn, we did it at Stony Creek Battlefield Park, and we did it at Salt Fleet. We had many operators on one radio. That is a group activation. If you recall last year, midsummer, late summer, there was a bunch of guys came up from the States and they camped out somewhere down towards Niagara, Welland area. And they were set up in a park with multiple radios, each with an individual operator. And this was an event that Bill and Pierre went down to. That is what you would call a club activations. So each operator would submit a club log with the club call sign for those QSOs, and that particular person would be the operator. But not all of the operators in the group would get credit for all of the QSOs. So that is why they have that terminology that says like field day. So a club on field day sets up at a remote operation position with many radios and one operator per radio. So that's why the differentiation between a club activation, whether it's field day or PODA, is many radios but a single operator per radio. Hence the disclaimer that a club activation, you don't pass the mic because it's a single operator per radio. And I'll drop. All right, so I think probably the guy that's seen both sides of the story here, Bill has been with us for our club activation, our group activations, where Wade ran the club call, and his club log went in with him as the active or the operator. Is exactly in line with what W2, whatever his call sign is, Doug from the PODA admin has shown. But he's also attended the event with our American friends that came up to Canada and had many radios working different bands and all kinds of stuff. So maybe we should throw it over to Bill for his clarity with his own experience, having seen both sides in both operations. VE3 IUK, VA3IMW. I'll pass it over to you.
Wasn't that Charlie? There was a big guy, VA3CP.
Yeah, I'm not looking at his email right now. It's Whiskey 2 something or other, but you may be right. It could have been Charlie.
Yeah, it's Whiskey 7 Romeo Tango Alpha. calls. So when Mac contacted me about a week ago, and I went over that and we talked about it, it's very clear. So I'm glad we got that cleared up. Yep. Okay. Very good, Bill. Mac, anything else?
No, I think we're rock solid on this one. So it was really, really good to get correspondence back from Charlie. The POTA admin group seems to be very dynamic, and although they've had some resource changes in the last year and a quarter, the guys that are on point here now are really doing a great job for answering questions. So absolute clarity was provided at a very quick pace. So I think we need to continue to support this group, and someday, if it turns out that this is going to be if they're going to need funding in order to assist with keeping up the activity there, I probably would be one of the first in line to throw a few bucks their way if it meant keeping the theme alive. Certainly appreciate Charlie or Doug or somebody's input. Anyways, thanks, guys. Certainly, I hope I didn't jump the gun by reaching out directly to them, but I figured for everybody's peace of mind, we might as well get it directly from the horse's mouth instead of the other end.
No, very good, Mac. No, I think you did the right move going with the admin group, because they're definitely going to put you in the right direction for the issue. So, okay. Anything else? We're getting close here. I got about 2 minutes. Anybody else? Anything else to throw on the table before we wrap it up?
Well, just maybe one time around, just to see if anybody else had any questions or input on the feedback from our POTA friends.
Yep, no, absolutely. Anybody else questioning what Mac come up with there? Please go ahead. VA3IMW. Nope, I think it's crystal clear. Not clear as mud, but crystal clear this time. So I think it's kind of straightened out there, Mac. Thanks very much for doing that.
Okay, Edward, you're going to have to find a park bench, but thanks for your acquiescence.
Somebody else this time.
Nope, I think somebody else. Was that you, Ed? You were noisy again.
No, that wasn't me.
Okay, I'm not sure who that was. Give me a call sign, please. Okay, last call. Anybody else want to check into the Friday night ZOE Ragchew before you wrap it up? VA3IMW. All right, we'll start down the list here. VA3MTA, VA3IMW doing a 7-3 wait.
That other station just tried again. I'm not sure if anybody picked them up.
Anybody relay that? I have no copy of that party. All I got is static.
That's two separate stations, no call sign, no audio, no, they don't exist.
Keep us up.
Say that again. Wait, sorry.
Oh, I was just agreeing. No contact there either. So VA3LBI, VA3MCA. Yeah, thanks for running it there, Larry. Just a couple things there that I thought of on the way through. Mac, thanks for all that legwork. It's absolutely the right way to go straight to the horse's mouth, and I think that distinction is not well understood amongst folks, but it is I think what we had landed on the first round of this, and it's good to get it from confirmed from Parks on the Air folks that just because we use the club call doesn't mean we're necessarily doing a club activation. A club activation, as you say, is more like field day, where you might have a few different stations running the club call under different operators, as opposed to just the club being one of the operators in a group activation. So I like that distinction, actually, club versus group activation. So anyways, nonetheless, thanks so much for doing the legwork on that. And the other thing there, Bill, about the the state of charge indicators on some chargers. The only ones you can really trust are the ones that are always connected, and that's because they're charge counters. They're like Coulomb counters. These are the ones that are usually integrated directly into batteries because they have to monitor all the current going in and all the current going out and keep it counted. For lithium iron phosphate, they're really the only ones that are relatively accurate. So anyways, beyond that, good luck with that battery. Do a full discharge and a full charge and just see what it is, how healthy it is. Anyways, thanks so much for doing it again this week there, Larry. It's always an enjoyable way to wrap up the week, and I'll send it back to you, VA3IMW.
Victor Echo 3, Bravo, Mike Oscar.
Yep, go ahead, Pierre. VE3LBI.
Well, I try to find it. Roads are large. I think the admin didn't get all the information off of it. But anyways, I'll try to Shyster. Victor Echo 3.
Okay, Pierre, I'm not sure if anybody picked that up or not. VE3BMO, VE3LBI, you're really noisy and up and down. I'm not sure if anybody actually picked up any of that conversation. I only got parts and pieces of it.
No copy.
Cough medicine if you need it.
Did anybody else copy VE3BMO there? I couldn't make them out.
I think he doesn't agree with the answer from Parks on the Air.
Okay, I'm not sure. Anyways, okay. All right, we're wrapping it up. Pierre, if you get in a better spot there, give us your shout back. We're just doing a 7-3 round right now. VE3LBI. Mac, VA3MW, VE3LBI, doing a 7-3.
Okay, Larry. Anyways, we can probably have a sidebar with Pierre, and if he wants to send in a ticket with Hoda, he's more than welcome to convey it in terms that he understands. Anyways, thanks for doing this one there, Larry. Certainly appreciate it. Bring on the long weekend, and I hope the weatherman's forecast is false. I'm looking forward to some warm temperatures and some good outdoor time. Thanks again, Larry. VA3IMW. I'll be sticking around and monitoring for a bit.
Yep, okay, very good. Next, VA3CJZ, VE3LBI. By the way, Chuck, just so you know, I kept all my emails in the ticket, so I have that proof in case somebody comes after me when I go to get my license renewed. Anyways, we're just doing a 7-3 round, Chuck.
VA3XJ.
Hang on, Chuck, hang on 1 second. Go ahead, Rick.
And missed 7-3 round?
Yeah, we're just doing a 7-3 round, Rick. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no scoring hockey here. Let's try. But it's a heartbeater. They're playing good.
All right, very good, Rick. Okay, well, all the best. Take care and enjoy the hockey game here. I'm going to jump back up to Chuck there and do a 7-3 with him, okay?
I'm QSY, 146-430.
All right, very good, Rick. Talk to you after then. Thanks for joining tonight. All right, Chuck, VA3, CJZ, VE3LBI. Okay, he must be doing something. Bill, you're up. VE3UK, VE3LBI, doing a 7-3.
Yeah, 7-3, everybody, thanks a lot for doing it, Larry. And as soon as you know some dates, pass them along to me because I probably will be going out to the trailer a few times this summer. I never made it last summer at all, so I'm
I don't know if the skies are clear, but it looks like there's a possibility of some aurora maybe getting down our direction, maybe not. All right, 73, I'll be VA3CP. Thanks, Ray. Dave. VA3WPG, Chris, if you're still with us, we're just doing a 7-3 round. Next, Vanya, VA3XLJ, VE3LBI, doing a 7-3 round, Vanya.
VA3LBI, VA3XLJ, 7-3 guys, so yeah, I'm gonna stay here a little bit after the net, and I'm gonna go head upstairs and see that I have a huge list to do, so I cannot do much tonight, but there's still a few things around the house. Anyway, 7-3 guys, good night, Larry, and anyways, yeah, bye.
Yep, okay, thanks. Up next, Vern, VA3CRF. Are you still with us, Vern? VE3LBI, just doing a 7-3 round.
Yeah, no problem, Larry. Thanks for circling back. Yep, actually, it is a clear night up here in Waterdown. Just heading into the house now. Great night, appreciate it. Did appreciate Mac's clarification in terms of POTA. So hope everyone has a nice weekend. Take care, everybody. VA3CRF 73.
Yep, you too, Vern. Okay, all the best. Yep, it is a long weekend, so. Ed, if you're still with us, we can hear you. VE3VYT, VE3LBI, doing a 7-3 round, Ed.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you can hear me. You can always check APRS.fi. You'll see my yellow sun on a field of red at the intersection of QEW tonight. Yeah, I found some hot rocks here to sit on. I figured something like this is more surefire than watching the Leafs. I was afraid to watch in case they weren't, in case they're going to waste my time again like this the other night. Mac, thanks so much for doing the research. Appreciated it very much. That's all I got for now. 73 to everyone. Talk to you later. VE3VYT.
Yep, okay, no problem. And Pierre, if you're still there, we're just doing a 7-3 round. VE3BMO, VE3LBI. All right, we'll go one more shout out here. VA3CJZ, VE3LBI. We missed you, and we're doing a 7-3 if you're with us back again, Chuck.
How about a late check-in, VA3 weekend?
We can do that. Rick, come on in.
Yeah, hey. Yeah, I've been trying to check in, but my one radio, I think it's intermittent on the mic there. That was when you had all that noise. So, anyway, yeah, thunderstorms last night. My dog went nuts. And today it's warm and hot in the backyard or out in here. Almost think about turning the air conditioner on. I heard some of the net there, and Mac did quite well there. And thanks for that, Mac. Thanks for doing that, and thanks for doing the net there, Larry. So V3LBI, V3VK, last check-in.
Yep, okay, very good, Rick. Yep, appreciate that. Yeah, I tried, because I don't remember if I checked in last Monday or not. I know that the one that I checked in, and I stuck around for a couple minutes, and we had such static noise. The 7300 goes in what they classify as overload, and the radio kept going to overload, so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to shut it off, and I did. So, but, no, I try to check in your net there, usually if I can on Monday nights, if we're not busy around the house.
Oh, yeah, Roger. Well, we appreciate that. And I'm surprised how many check-ins I do even on Thursday for VA3CWM. Quite a few new guys and quite a few other guys that have checked in before one time or another. So, but anyway, yeah, your net's going good there. And I checked in with on Ridge's net there. Ridge is in Indonesia still, and KD4RON, Ron, he's picking it up and doing a great job. So I checked into that net too. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna hold it, and had a good net there, Larry, and when I heard of it, so 73 for now, V3VTech.
Yep, okay, thanks, Rick. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here. I'd like to thank Terry, VE3IQL, for the use as a repeater. And once again, you guys make the net with the conversation, and I just kind of write down the call signs and the names. So anyway, we will turn the repeater back over to normal use. VE3LBI clear.
Looks like that brings this net to a close. Thanks you all for joining. We'll be back tomorrow night, Saturday, May. What is that? Anyways, we'll figure that out tomorrow. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Special wave to Guy from Ottawa, and thank you very much for joining everybody. And with that, we'll close off the stream. 7 trees. That's how we say goodbye.